running my company for more than over 12 years. And I have tested all different forms of screen paints. I have tested all different forms of projectors. I've had contracts. I've had offers, had investors, the whole 9 yards. I've been in this business for a long time. And I basically can back up my product 100%. Because keep in mind, there is no way in the world for me to be able to do a demonstration as I walk through my house and show you a fully lit environment, be to show my screens firing up. And to be able to do this without the screen being so dark you can't see it. Unless I got magical powers, that's the only way can be achieved. So, I'm going to come over here and show you something. I don't got nothing to prove because, like I said, we've done this already. We've done so many demonstrations on our products, it's not even funny. I got demonstrations displayed outside. I got demonstrations displayed inside. We can back up our product on so many levels, it's not even funny. I can watch outer space on a 148-inch screen using a projector that only cost me around $59. No expense of ultra short throw projectors, none of that nonsense, and can still produce amazing contrast levels. Over here, sitting in a bay of windows, is our gunmetal technology screens. Now, as I said before, look at that. 18 feet back, 720p projector, 800 by 600 res. I can watch cartoons if I want to, fully lit environment. So we back up what our technology can do. But when you do things that are wrong, when you're doing things out there that you know you shouldn't be doing, things are going to start popping up about you. Like the screen paint that this individual was making was black and white paint. Because in one of his demonstrations, he removed, and sorry, we're going to be using a TV on here. I'm still working out what projector, and it's wash day anyway. That's why my bed looks that way. I'm still working out what kind of projector I'm going to get in here for this setup. I want that Philips projector, but I'm not having any luck finding it. So I'm probably just going to go out and get myself another ultra short throw projector. So, you know, like I said, when you're doing dirty stuff, it comes out about you, what you do. Now, as I said before, tighten up my camera stand real quick. As I said before, you know, our product can produce in a fully lit environment with no problem whatsoever. Statements that he made about our product being so dark you can't even see it, not even true, because I can do this demonstration live and you can see my screens with no problem in a fully lit environment. But on the other hand, you having a product that matches a black and white paint mixture, that is a problem. Because you're selling a product that you're claiming to be something that it's not. That's the problem. And when you do that, you're considered to be a scammer. Because you sold a screen paint and deleted a video that clearly showed you mixing black and white paint together, and it clearly showed the product as a Metallica mix 2.0, which we have downstairs that we purchased for $107. So consider how many people you scammed on that product. So what do scammers do when they get caught? They start deleting stuff. They start removing things, which he did, because his account, eBay account, is gone. And I looked it up. It's not here. Your product's not here. The video that shows you making that black and white product, you deleted it off your channel, not knowing that we had recorded the video to make the product on the video to match it to the screen paint we had here. And when you found out, I mean, I don't know how you didn't figure out. We were the only ones going to figure that out, because I'm pretty sure other people were going to figure that out. Now, you doing a review again on a 17, I told you it's going to backfire in your face. I don't know how you think the world actually works, my man, but you can't do an unboxing and review on a product and then try to do an unboxing and view on a product that you already did. Because two things are going to come out of that. It's going to come out either, pretty much one thing's going to come out of that. You faked your demonstration. Because why would you need to do a demonstration, unboxing twice on a product that you already did? That's where you messed up. No one goes out and buys a projector and does a review on it and go out and buy the same projector and do a review on it. Something ain't right there. So that means clearly you basically went out and you falsified a demonstration on YouTube. That's what's getting you sued. This is the stuff you're getting sued over. Or keep in mind the documents were sent out. I gave the okay for the documents. I waited a couple of days. I gave the okay for the documents to be sent out by the lawyers. Again, read through those documents very carefully. Get an attorney if you have to. That's a warning in that letter. You break that warning, we take you to court, we sue you for everything you have. Because we have a document from an attorney stating that we told you to mind your own business and keep your mouth shut, and you refused to. So it shows the judge that we did try to reach out to you and try to talk to you before it came to this point. So that's another thing you have to worry about now next too. But yeah, you removed your ad. Your ad is not here. CROWS screen paint. I put screen paint mix. When people are scamming and they're trying to cover their tracks, the first thing they start doing is they start deleting. Deleting left and right, trying to cover their tracks as fast as possible. That's what scammers do. We don't hide from anybody. Anybody says my product don't work, what's the first thing I do? I go out and get do a demonstration, back it up 100%. I got demonstrations of my products. This is why testing is important, people. This is why when you go out and say, oh, let me see your demonstration out in the daytime, we got demonstrations of that all day long. Like I said, when you first come into my video, my introduction shows me painting a screen outside, a Supreme 8. We got demonstrations on certified screens out in the weather, screens out in the snow, you name it. We've done it on 50 lumen projectors. We've done it on everything. I even got a screen challenge out there floating around called the Ultimate 1100 Lumen Challenge, showing a screen producing an image outside on 1100 lumens. So how is it possible that you're going to do demonstrations showing our products coming up dark when there's so many demonstrations of my products producing on just about every level? Like I said, this is a live video demonstration. I got two screens fired up downstairs. I got 148 and I got a 126 in the window. How is it possible in a live demonstration unless I got superpowers? Is the only way I would be able to manipulate anybody's mind who's watching the video to keep them from seeing a dark screen. That's how dumb you think sometimes. You really, I hate to say it, but yeah, you pulled your listing. Your listing is pulled. And that's because of you not being honest to people. Like I told you before, I said your category list is not good. You need to have a category list. You have to have a category list. You have to. You have to be able to show people what they're buying. Now, just in case, if you do a video and say, hey, my video never, and he does stuff like this, he'll do a video and say, hey, my listing never went anywhere, was there the whole entire time. This is live. Your listing is gone. Because you were scamming people on the listing too. You were charging we paid $23 in shipping for an $8 postal bag. You were charging people, you were stealing from people on shipping alone. And you were sending them in posting bags and you were collecting $23 on an $8 bag. The time it took for that product to get there, and I did check with the customer, took the same usual 2 to 3 days that it usually takes. So you weren't sending anything special. There's no overnight, none of that, because we would have had it by now. So the time it took us to get our hands on that package, it took forever to get there. So no, you're stealing from people on that too. So that doesn't come up at all. If we put down projection, no, we already got screen paint. Put down all the way out. projector. Screen paint. I couldn't care less about your little demonstrations you do about us. I couldn't care less. I told you at the end of the day, my company's contracted. We're contracted already. We're contracted. We have enough bidding. And keep in mind, the contracts that we have obtained, they have to buy samples of our products. You know that, right? No company in their right mind is going to ever sign a 10-year contract or a 5-year contract with you if they haven't sampled the items first. Because that's a long time to be in a contract, especially if the product doesn't work. So, no. The reason why my table is stacked with all those orders, because my product works. If it didn't, no one would buy it. And yet, every Friday, my table continues to get overloaded by nothing but that product. Well, majority of that product. People like that black paint. See this fellow right here? He does it right. Like a fellow by the name of Projector something, I forgot I bought from him. Projector Screen. He does it right. See his categories right here? See, he has a category for 2 quarts, 3 quarts. Each one of these do something different. See his categories right here? You don't have your categories like that. If I want to buy from this fellow, which I did buy from him before, and I want to get 3 quarts, if I want to get the HD Blue 3D, if I want to get that, or he has another one, here's a couple of them here, different categories of different forms of products. I can pick this one, and guess what? This is going to show up on my debit card or credit card statement showing what I purchased. If I go into your store and I go to order something, it just says Crow's Mixes on it. It doesn't tell me what I ordered, and if I want that particular product, I got to email you. Why do I have to email you when eBay has a category? If eBay didn't have a category, then I can understand about emailing somebody. But everybody in here who sells more than one product has a category. They have several different listings, a category. You don't even have that. He's got one here. He's got another one here. He's got another one here. He's got another one here. These are all categories. And I know, but like I said, I used to sell vintage toys on eBay. And I know for a fact that if I'm going to be selling G.I. Joes, Transformers, and whatever, I can't have vintage toys, and then you could email me and ask me what you want. I have to have a category of what toys I have. I have to have a specification for the toys, what they mean, and so forth. That's what you have to have. Like I said, people have something to hide, start burying things left and right. And you have a lot to hide. You do. Your product, like I said, you can do demonstrations all day long about our products being so dark you can't see them, and nobody's going to listen to you on that. Nobody's listening to you on that, period. Because that means that me walking through my house on live and I'm showing my screens popping up. My screens are popping up outside. 2 things. Either I got the ability to be able to control everybody's minds on the face of the planet, or my stuff works. And I don't have that kind of ability to be able to control everybody's mind on the face of the planet. So my stuff works perfectly with no problem. The problem with your stuff, it does work, but unfortunately, like I said, it matches black and white paint. You know what you should have did? I'll tell you what you should have did. You should have went out, and like I told you to do before, when the video first popped up, you should have went out and you should have apologized to your customers, and you should have made a different product than the product that you were basically giving away for free and selling now. And you should have did a side-by-side comparison to them two, showing a great difference, not a slim margin, a great difference between the two. Should have rebrand yourself. You don't know anything about, that's why I say you don't know nothing about business, you don't know nothing about corporate or enterprise and none of that stuff. You don't even know what rebranding is. I doubt you know what that is. That's what you should have did. Just like when you got on camera and said, oh, why don't you just turn that black part of the screen around and show me and see if they match the same. Oh, that was embarrassing that day because when I switched it around, it didn't even match my screen one bit. You know why? Because if I'm going to design a product, I have to test it under everything I can get my freaking hands on. Because I'm going to have companies saying, well, what's the point of me spending 80 gallons of paint from you when I can just do the same thing with black paint? When I can do the same thing with black vinyl? When I can do the same thing with chalk paint? You don't test your products like that. That's why you're having this situation, this problem. Name one test demonstration that you can't even match any of the test demonstrations that we have under a Black Nova. Name one of your products that's done the same test as a Black Nova. One of them. None. Not one. How many people had to wait probably about a couple weeks, maybe 3 or 4 days or so for a product of yours to launch because the tests had to be done first? You know how long it took for the Black Inferno to launch? Because the Black Inferno took so long to launch because every time we turned around, we're in contract negotiations right now. So sometimes I had to put some testing on hold. And some days we had rain and some days we had that. But as you notice, that screen never landed on the website until it finalizes all its tests. When all the tests are finalized, we can get it on the site. Other than that, it's not going to show up. You don't do any of those tests. You paint a screen, you put it down, you put it in a dark environment, hit it with a high power projector and go, voila, it's done. That's what you do. Now, like I said, as much trouble as this individual has been a pain in my side from time to time, and we were going to finally get all this wrapped up and taken care of, I take no joy in him pulling down his store. He needs to get back in there and finish the game. That's what he needs to do. Dust yourself off, because this is how it is in business. You need to learn from your mistakes and dust yourself off, come out with a better product, and rebrand yourself. And this time, try to make something that's different from everything else, including our stuff, because I do challenge you. I do. I welcome a challenge. And rebrand yourself. Who knows? You might do better this time around. Instead of dealing with an 8-year-old product. Instead of making a product that pretty much a 5-year-old can make. It has no test results behind it. So that's what you need to do. To pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and come up with a new product. I expect more from you, to tell you the truth. It's kind of like, how can I say how Crow is like to me? It's like a Batman kind of Joker kind of thing. That's what it reminds me of. You know? If this guy were to basically never come back and make screen paint, I wouldn't miss him, to tell you the truth. I really would. It's a challenge. It's fun to me. Sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's not. When he crosses the line, this is why we got to get lawyers involved. But other than that, you know what I mean? He's just trying to make money just like everybody else, but he still has to do things on an honest level, and you're going to have to stop embellishing about your product, about being something that it's not. Your product cannot produce contrast levels next to Black technology. It can't do that. It can't produce color better than Black technology. It can't do that. Just like me coming out here telling you guys that, hey, look, my Black screens and dark gray screens can produce white levels just like a white screen. That is a lie. Can't do that. That's not going to happen. That's virtually impossible. Anytime you're dealing with any form of dark technology, white levels are automatically going to drop. It's going to happen. Just like if you're dealing with a lighter screen, contrast is going to drop. Color levels is going to drop. It's a give and take relationship when you're working with this stuff. You just can't go out there making yourself believe something that you're not. And one of the things you do, and another YouTuber called you on it, when he said that you do nothing more than tear down other people's products to make your product so good. Got to stop doing that nonsense. I don't have to tear your product down and make your stuff look good because I was making your product 8 years ago. I was the original designer of that product 8 years ago. So I don't need your product to build mine up. At that particular time, 8 years ago, when I was designing that product and I saw that sample sheet of Black Diamond, I knew I was going in the wrong direction. I needed to go in a different direction. So I don't need your product. Black technology and dark technology is where it's at. The future is not in gray screens. It just isn't. Is it in white screens? I'm sorry. But whatever. You know what I mean? But like I said, people have something to hide. Will basically hide things, and that's what he did. He pulled his listing down. Now, if he puts it up tomorrow, puts it back up tomorrow, kudos to you. It's not going to be something I'm going to go, oh, he put his listing back up. No, I don't care. At the end of the day, then good. Then you got yourself back into the game. Good. That's what you need to do. Man, like I said, you're trying to catch up to my level, not going to happen. I got business adventures, and I ain't going to say too much about this, but I got business adventures already set up for 2023 and 2024, already set up with investors on some new technology we're working on. That's going to be completely different from Crystal Edge technology. And that's the only thing I can tell you. Oh, well. Hope to see us listing again. That being said, like I said, at the end of the day, people got something to hide. They're going to hide it. And like I said, on our end, I don't see where in the world we're hiding white levels from anyone, because that's all we do is show snow levels, white levels, certify screens on white screens before we actually transfer them over to color screens. We do this all day. Matter of fact, last demonstration I did on the fabric screen under the Black Nova, we did 2 white sheets of paper and we did an Elite with a 0.9. Yeah, there you go. That shows you. All right. Well, just to make sure I did punch in just about everything. Probably popped it back in. Nope. So we did projector screen paint, and that's what brings these up. We put in CROWS. We usually, when I want to find this product, when I was buying it and I could get my hands on it, I would just go in and put in CROWS screen paint, and it would pop it and bring it right up. And that's how I was able to buy it. So I guess my people over in California won't be, well, we don't need it. We're not purchasing anymore of this product anyway. We have no interest in purchasing anymore of the product anymore now that we know it's black and white paint. And then for all you other people that say, oh, well, you did it. No, he did this to himself. He did it to himself. He did it to himself. He should have basically, this is what happens when you cut corners and you don't do things correctly. This is what happens. Companies are known for doing dumb stuff like this all the time. Cutting corners, and if someone gets killed or hurt in the process, and then when they basically bring in a full report on and say, well, you know, it wouldn't have happened if they had did things this particular way. This would have never happened. It happens all the time. So what happens when you cut corners, you don't do things the right way. That's what happens. This is what happens when you put up screen paint. You could actually literally screen paint, as in the screen paint. I used to make these with screen paint with shirts and stuff. Let's do that. I need to contact that guy who had that Philips Ultra Short, though. I want that projector so bad. Home theater screen paint. On eBay, if you put in home theater screen paint, you literally get screens. You don't actually get paint. That doesn't even work. They don't even register that as a projection screen. That's another problem I have with eBay. I never sold screen paint on eBay, and the reason why is because there's no real category list on eBay for someone's screen paint. If you literally put in home theater screen paint, it literally just brings up projection screens, period. You have to put in projector screen paint. That's how you would have to pull it up under their category. I just didn't like that part because it made it very hard for someone to try to track down your product. I gave you a little bit of a word of advice. If you are thinking about getting into the field of developing screen paint, never ever sell it on eBay. Because the horror stories are freaking real. And I mean freaking real when it comes. I was a top seller on eBay. So I know I left eBay and opened up my own website. Never again. Never. Like I said, I'll buy on eBay any day. I'll buy on eBay all day. But I feel sorry for the merchants that do business on them. I got a lot of respect for them because, man, eBay, boy, I tell you, boy, it gets you on every little thing. Get you on every little thing. They something else. Their little point system policy, I don't know if it's changed then, I don't know if it changed now, but their point system policy thing is a freaking nightmare because you freaking get, like, you can be a top seller, have 10,000. They give you what? You can sell, if you basically make it to the probation period of the 250 or 500. I don't know if it's changed now, but that's what I was when I was doing it. Then they put you in the 10,000 range. So you got a choice to sell one item that's 10,000 or a bunch of items that add up to 10,000. And say you did right by your customers, but your customers file these complaints against you, and you get 3 of these points or 4 of these points. I don't know, it might have changed now, but for me back then it was 3, and they'd put your account in probation, which means you'll come back and they'll toss all your listings out to equal down to whatever they're going to put you at. Say they're going to put you down to 250. That's where you're going to be at. So that's how they do it. People are like, oh, how in the world were you selling Transformers and all that stuff? Yeah, I told you I'm a vintage toy collector. All your toys, your dreams of toys you wanted from back in the day when you was a little kid, I have all those toys. I mean, I understand he has a collection, but no, I have vintage toys. These toys, I got toys that date back to 1944. See this? The only toys I collect have to be mint condition and still in the wrapper. It's the only way that I collect them. This is a 1961 ray gun. You know how much this bad boy's worth? A lot of money. I bet you $100. Still has the metal handle. This is probably since Dunkin' Yo-Yos. Remember these from back in the day? Yeah, this is the stuff I collect. Yep. And I got a warehouse full of this stuff. G.I. Joe. Masters of the Universe. These are the toys I used to sell. Well, some of them. I sold some of my collection. But I used to sell on eBay. And eBay has some issues. So I was up to around 20, 30,000. And basically my line to be to sell toys. And I got a couple complaints, you know. A few people try to steal items from me. Put in a false complaint, sent me back the wrong stuff. It wasn't even my stuff. They sent me back a bunch of junk. But eBay still kept the marks on me. And they went in and he basically took my account and dropped it all the way down to 250. And I said, that's it. I'm done. I quit. And I left. Went open. By that time, I was selling vintage toys on eBay to support my screen paint business. Because at the time, my screen paint business wasn't making that kind of money yet. So that's what I did on eBay. I sold vintage toys to get my company up and going. And when my company was making enough money, I said I quit. I left eBay, closed down my shop, and that was it. And I've been here ever since. Yeah, but see, like I said, you know, and his demonstrations where my product is supposed to come up so dark and you can't see it, well, like I said, that would be virtually impossible because you wouldn't be to see it here. Watching some cartoons. I love cartoons. If you don't know, I love cartoons. Yeah, it'd be virtually impossible for me to sit here and watch shows and all that, and I do it in a fully lit environment if my product didn't work. But the thing about his product is, unfortunately, it matched black and white paint, and I was able to match it perfectly, and I didn't even measure that. The ultralight, my mix, is just basically just less black paint. And the reason why I know this stuff, because like I said, 8 years ago, this is what people were doing. They called it the YouTube paint. That was the first one that came out. And people were just doing a black and white or gray and white mixture. That's what they were doing. And what they would do is, in order to be able to control the tone, they would add in more black paint or less black paint. That's what everybody was doing. So he took something that happened 8 years ago and tried to bring it up now as something new that no one's ever heard of before. No. I know about this stuff because I was in that era when people were doing that. All right, well, that's basically about it for me. We don't got to do no more with this stuff. We're done. I want to take all this stuff, I'm going to put it in a box, take it downstairs, put it on the shelf. We're done. Even my mix is going to go too. So we're going to put everything downstairs, put it in the box. By now, my attorneys have already stepped in, so I'm going to let them take the rest from here and let them do what they need to do. All I can say is, I hope you read that letter very carefully, and I hope you basically follow the guidelines that are in it. Because if not, next time you see my face, you'll see me in court with my attorneys. All right, gotta go.